Bristol Community College, Mathematics with Dan Avedikian, Math 011, Arithmetic, Section 3.6, Problem 18. This is Section 3.6, Problem 18. It says write the number as a decimal, and we have 42 over 80. So, with any of these, I mentioned this as most of these begin, if you have a calculator, the quickest, easiest way to convert this fraction of 42 over 80 into a decimal is just divide the numerator, 42, divided by the denominator, 80, press equals, the calculator will give you the answer right away. If you don't have a calculator, what you do is set up a division problem. So the denominator goes in front of the division symbol, the numerator, the 42 in this case, goes inside the division symbol, and you divide it out the long way. So 80 won't divide into 42. 42 is not big enough. So write it as a 42.0 and treat the number as if it's 420. Well, let's bring the decimal straight up to you. You have to do that. So 80 into 420, that's really big. So what you can do is just ignore the end zeros and really think, how many times will 8 divide into 42? We'll go in 5 times, because 8 times 5 is 40. So that'll get us pretty close. So 5 times 0 rather, is 0. Then 5 times 8 is 40. So I have 420 minus 400, that's 20. So that worked well. Did not go in evenly, so I have to do the process again. So since it didn't fit in evenly, add one more 0 under the division symbol, bring it straight down. So I'll put 20 with a 0 after it, becomes a 200. 80 divided into 200, it's fairly big, so again, to get a close idea, just assume you're dividing 8 into 20. So 2 times 8 is 16, that'll get me as close as I can go, because 3 times 8 is 24, it's gotten too big. So 2 was good. So I'll do 2. 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 8 is 16, and now I have 200 minus 160, that'll be 40. Didn't go in evenly. So same process, put another 0 under the division symbol, bring that 0 straight down next to the 40, it becomes a 400. Now, how many times will 80 divide into 400? Again, these are big numbers, it's hard to estimate, so just really cover the last 0 up and divide 40 divided by 8. Well, it'll go in 5 times. So, and it should fit into 400. So 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 8 is 40, and it works. So I have 400 minus 400, which is 0. So the answer is 0.525. Now, some of you in doing the homework may have noticed I can reduce this fraction. Would that have changed my answer? So I didn't reduce it, I got 0.525. And you may have noticed, well, they're both even. I can at least cut them in half. Half of 42 is 21. Half of 80 is 40. That won't reduce anymore because there are no numbers to divide into both evenly. Will 21 over 40 give me that same answer of 0.525? It will. So how can I prove that? Well, let's do the same thing. Let's divide 40 divides into 21. I set up my division. Again, you can do it with a calculator. 21 divided by 40. The calculator will tell you right away. Or if you don't have a calculator, put the numerator of my fraction, now the 21, inside the division symbol, the denominator, the 40 in front. Same process. Will 40 divide into 21? No, 21 is not big enough. So write it as 21.0, bring that decimal straight up, and treat the 21.0 as if it's a 210. Will 40 divide into 210? Yes, it will. How many times? It's tough to see because of the size of the numbers, so just cover up those last zeros and assume you're doing 4 divided into 21. I'll go in 5 times. 5 times 4 is 20, so 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 4 is 20, so I get 200. 210 minus 200 is 10. So it didn't go in evenly, so what I have to do is put another 0 into the division symbol, bring it straight down, becomes a 100. 40 will go into 100 twice. 2 40s is 80. 3 would be 120, so that'd be too big. So it goes in twice. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 4 is 8. That's good. 100 minus 80 is 20. Still didn't go in evenly, so I have to create another 0 under the division symbol. Bring it straight down next to the 20, so it becomes a 200. Now, will 40 divide into 200? It will. Again, it's kind of big, so just pretend you can't see the last zeros, and you're really thinking of 4 divided into 20. It'll go in 5 times. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 4 is 20, so I get 200 minus 200 goes in evenly. 0.525, 0.525. It is the same, whether you reduce the fraction or not. So if you notice that it can be reduced, that's good. You're dealing with slightly smaller numbers, it'll be a little easier. If you don't notice that it reduces, it doesn't matter. You'll still get the right answer. And again, I say 0.525. If you'd like to have a 0 in front, 0.525, that's absolutely fine.